welcome back to the homestead. Well, summer is definitely here. It's high 90s, mid to high 90s every day, and it doesn't seem like it cools down at all at night. So hello summer. And with that being said, this will be our second summer without a pool. We've had a pool for the past maybe 8 years or so while the kids were growing up. And our youngest graduated high school, and he's already moved out. And he's got a new job and with a really, really great company in Oklahoma City. And so we're excited for him. And Chief, sitting outside the other night, she said, it's hot. Well, I don't know what happened here, guys, but on this big portion of this first video, my phone I must have had it in slow motion mode, because the first minute or so recorded regular and then it went to slow-mo. So I cut all the slow motion stuff out, and I'm just rambling here about who knows what. Chief says I rambled too much. So bottom line is, we didn't have a pool anymore. We got to have something to cool down in. So we're making a DIY cowboy pool. This is kind of a trend. It's been going on for a little while. And it's just making a pool out of a stock tank. We're roughing this metal up a little bit so the paint will stick better. It looks all kind of scratched looking, but once the paint goes on, it'll be good to go. So we're gonna get this thing sanded all the way around, and then probably take some rubbing alcohol and wipe the dust and the little bit of grease that may be on there or whatever, because it's galvanized metal. We're gonna wipe that all down and get some black paint put on it. Wiping it down. I got some mineral spirits. This is where the big logo was, and it's still got some adhesive on there. So I'm just getting all that adhesive off there so the paint sticks. So I've never done this before. But I am using Van Sickle. This is pre-mixed. This is oil-based paint, tractor and equipment, industrial enamel. No clue, I'm not a painter. So no clue if this is what I'm supposed to use, but if it works on a tractor, I assume it'll work on this. Oil-based, it says it's flat black. It looks awful shiny to me. It's going on kind of rough, with my brush strokes. Might be better if I had a roller. I have no idea. But this will get 2, maybe 3 coats. I think it'll be totally fine with 2 or 3 coats. It'll be completely black, good to go. Morning. It is Saturday morning, and I was wrong about the paint. Got up this morning, the paint's dry on the first coat, and it is a flat or matte black. So that was actually a pleasant surprise, because it did not look that way at all going on. I don't have a ton of experience with like oil-based paints, so I had no idea. But it is a flat black, and it looks just like Chief wanted it. So That's good. So anyway, I'm gonna get a second coat on this thing and let this baking sun dry it, and maybe do a third this afternoon, and we should be good on the outside of this thing. All right, so yesterday all the kids were here for, was yesterday Sunday? Father's Day Sunday, all the kids were here and helped me move this Cowboy Pool onto our patio. And we just got done sanding the inside, or roughing it up with sandpaper. And now we're using this bed liner. It's like roll-on bed liner. Similar, I guess, to like a spray-on bed liner for truck beds. This is textured, and it's kind of a baby blue, just like a pool liner would be. And I will, my hands are kind of full here, but I'll take a picture of the can and put it on the video here so you can see what brand I used. This stuff dries. Seems like it's drying really, really fast. So I'm trying to get around the top while Chief rolls on the side wall, and then we'll do the floor, and probably wait till first thing in the morning, do a second coat, and we'll let you know how it turns out. All right, it's a little windy, and I don't have my mic on. So this roll-on textured bed liner paint stuff, it dries and thickens up really pretty quick, so you have to move fast. The other thing is if you're a real particular person and you think you're gonna get it all nice and smooth and even with the little, I don't know if it's sand particles in there or what, but if you think you're gonna get it all smooth, you're not. So just be aware of that. I'll turn you around and take a look at the first coat. Okay, so there it is. First coat is done. You can kind of see there where the texture is. You know, it's kind of like sparse. So it's not on every little square inch, but it's better than nothing. And I would say we've got about a quarter of this gallon left, and it's definitely not enough to do 2 coats on a 10-foot tank. I would think that, whoops, I'm blurry. Hold on here. So I'm trying to stay out of the wind over here. This is a 10-foot tank. 1 gallon of that bed liner is not enough to do 2 full coats. So we've got 1 full coat on it, and I've probably got a quarter to a third of a gallon left. We're going to hit the spots that look like it's kind of thin. You can kind of see where you can see more of the galvanized through in some spots. We're gonna hit those, and then we're gonna hit the bottom again and at least try to get that done. We're just gonna wait like an hour. I mean, it dries super fast. So we're just gonna wait like 30, 40 minutes. We've already got all this, the roller and the brushes and all this stuff out. You're actually supposed to do a second coat within 24 hours for best bonding, you know, with the first coat. So we're just gonna wait an hour and do this second coat, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so it is the next evening, and we did the 2 coats on this kind of roll-on truck bed liner, this blue. We did 2 coats last night. We did 1 full coat and 1 kind of half a second coat. I would have liked to have bought another gallon and done another full second coat, but this is gonna work for now. So you can see in here, it is textured. There's a couple real chunky spots that we're gonna break off with the pliers, just so we don't cut our feet or pop a floaty or whatever. So, but now I'm gonna install the pump and filter, and I'll turn you around here and we'll talk about that. Good boy. Okay, so we bought a Intex pump filter combo. This is just a cartridge filter. They say to change it every 2 to 4 weeks, depending on how dirty your water is. And then this is the pump. It's got variable speeds. This is a pretty, I think it was $130 cheap. What was it, 130, something like that on Amazon. It comes with the 2 hoses with a connection, the fitting's already on it, and it came with an inlet valve, which is kind of like on the pools, it's kind of like, you know, the jet that blows the water back in. Hush. This thing came, I don't know what he's barking at. Sirens. I can hear sirens off in the distance. He's mad about it. This thing came with one rubber gasket. I don't know why it didn't come with a second one for the outside. Maybe it's not necessary, but I just went ahead and I couldn't find one the same size at the hardware store. So I just bought a square piece of rubber, I don't know what you call it. It's for making your own gaskets, your own sizes. And then I just traced this one and made a second one for the outside. And then I'm not sure how you're supposed to assemble this without a, I'm not really sure what this piece is called, but this is where the water sucks into the filter to be filtered. I think this is called the outlet actually, but I guess it depends on how you look at it. But anyways, same deal, the filter. So this was purchased separately, and it came with one gasket, so I made a second one for that right there. The other thing I bought was a pair of these, and these are kind of a shut-off valve. So your fitting goes through the tank, and this is here on this side, and you can turn the water on and off. So it's kind of like a valve. So if you need to change your filter, you need to change your plumbing altogether, whatever, you can just shut and not lose all your water and not have to try to plug it from the inside. So I bought these separate as well, and they were cheap. They were like 20 bucks for a pair. I also have some silicone because you can never have enough of that. And then to do all this, I have a 2.5-inch hole saw. If you don't have a hole saw, I suppose you could just drill any size hole smaller than 2.5 inch and use a tin snip or I'm not really sure, Sawzall with a metal blade. You could use all kinds of things, but this is definitely going to give you a good fit, the best fit, and you know, the cleanest look. So I'm going to go ahead and I've kind of already marked the inlet, which is the jet that blows the water, the filtered water back into the pool. I'm going to put it a little higher than I am the outlet, which will be a little bit lower. It's not going to be that big of a difference because I want to keep them on this flat spot in the middle of the tank, because it would take an awful lot of silicone to try to do it on these bumpy parts. So let's get drilling. I'm gonna switch sides here. Hi, Kels.
Hello. Oh, you're bumping me. Get back. You're bumping me. You're bumping me.
Got it on 3 times, huh? with these fittings, since they all have a rubber gasket or an O-ring, there's no need for Teflon tape on all of the threads, so we should be good to go. Recommends that you leave these hoses as straight as possible. I don't want these hoses going all over the place where I can see them from every direction. So I'm trying to keep this all kind of hidden and tight kind of back in this little area. I'm gonna go ahead and twist mine. If it doesn't work out, it's easy. You can just undo it, straighten it all back out. But I'm trying to keep this kind of close in and compact. But that went right on. Yeah, I'm gonna have to just connect it and kind of move this around to see what works. So this is the jet. So that is going to be coming from the filter side. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I have enough room for a twist. Okay, so you can see we've got the hoses all hooked up. I'm not going to put any water in this till tomorrow night when I get home from work. We'll start filling this thing up. That'll give the full 48 hours for this roll-on bed liner stuff to fully cure. They say 48 hours to fully cure, and that'll also give plenty of time for the silicone that I just used to seal off these two fittings. It'll give that time to cure as well. But other than that, we just need to make sure we got a filter in here, which it is, it came with one, and then plug that thing in, and we should be ready to cool down a little bit this summer. All right, so we've got it almost filled up, and we just purged the pump and filter, and no leaks. So we're rocking and rolling. Anyway, hopefully this little project gave you guys some ideas. This is gonna work out real good for us. It's small, big enough for both of us to kind of float in and cool off, but not too big to where it's a pain to maintain it. I guess worst case scenario in a pool like this, you just drain it and start over. So anyways, appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you on the next project.